Hey guys, welcome to today's video where we're going to show you how you can integrate PostgreSQL inside of UChat. So first of all, you will need to go towards the integration section on the left-hand menu. And from there, you can scroll towards the data file storage. From here, you will see data store PostgreSQL. Now, we are assuming that you know how to create an account, so that is something that you will need to do on your own. But let's just go and fill in all the data. So for example, I have this specific online hosted PostgreSQL database. So for the host, I need to grab this server. So let's do that. And let's paste that in, right? Then we need the username. And the username here, at least on this instance, you will see that this is the user and default database name. So I can just go and grab that, fill it in for the username as well as database name. Now we need the password. So for the password, I already have it here. I can just copy this and then just fill this in. That is about it that we need right now. So for this instance, at least, I don't have to specify, if all goes well, a specified port. And I do not need to have a schema name, no SSL mode, and also no CA certificate. And I also do not need to add any whitelist IP addresses. For your instance of PostgreSQL, you might need to fill in these data, but that is depending on your own setup, whether you host it on your own servers or somewhere else. So let's see if I can connect. Let's say save. And it seems that I was able to verify, right? That's perfect. So if you already have any data stores, you can press the sync button and it should basically fetch all the available data stores if they meet the proper requirements, and otherwise we can create one. So let's say this will be chatbot _ demo. And let's add a few fields that we want to save something in. So let's say this will be first name. And let's give it a label, like first name, save, going with last name. And let's spell that correctly. And then we can go with last name here as well. And let's go with email, right? It's just to show how this works inside the flow builder. So once we press save, this data store, this database should be created on this specific PostgreSQL instance. And as you can see, it has been verified. Let's hop into the chatbot itself and let's see how you can use this. So once inside your flow builder, you can access the database by going with an action block. And from this action block, you can go with integrations and then data store. From here, you can go and press edit action. And for example, let's add a new record, right? Let's select a data store. So I only have one on this specific workspace, so that's easy. And you can also see that this is connected to PostgreSQL. Let's fill in a few data. Let's go with first name. Let's go with last name. And let's go with an email. And let's say this will be this specific email. Perfect. Then we can also save the record ID. So there will be a record created inside of this database. And we can save that record ID directly inside of a custom field. So let's say record ID, and let's save this. And also let's connect another step just to see if everything works. And let's go and say record ID is, and then let's go with that record ID. So let's see if this works. Let's preview this inside of a pop-up, right? Let's go. Let's see if we get a record ID back, which means that it was created successfully. And there we go, record ID is 1. So it seems that it has been created successfully. And again, you can also use variables, right? So custom fields, bot fields, you can always add them instead of static text. That was just to show you how this integration works. But if we now say, okay, we're wanting to browse the data, let's see if this record now also has been added properly. So if we say browse data, we should see that record popping up now. So let's take a look, and there we have it. So we have the ID, and again, like with MySQL, it is important that the primary key, so the primary ID, right? Primary key needs to be ID, and it needs to be incrementing, right? Because otherwise you will get an error, just like with MySQL. And if this column does not exist, then you will need to adjust it, you will need to add it, or just create a new database from scratch, and then use that database. But we need that primary key ID inside as the key identifier. So make sure that you will have that at all times. And from here, you can also make adjustments, right? So you can also say, okay, I want to edit this. Let's say this will be mark@markvandermee.com, for example. Let's say save. And now the record should also be updated. So if it returns, it should now show the updated record. And let's see, now we're going to fetch the new records, the updated records, and there you have it. It's now being upgraded. You can also do the same from the integration section. So if you're on your dashboard, so let's go back towards the dashboard itself, you will be able to go back towards integrations, go towards the data store, and then from here you can also browse the data itself. So all the available records should then show up. You can also search by ID, and that is the primary key ID again, right? So you can just say, okay, I need to have this key ID, and then it will search for that specific key. And that is the way that you can search for specific records as well. As you can see, it fetches it properly. Again, you can also edit it here and also create new records here directly on the spot without you needing to go towards PostgreSQL. If you have any questions about this integration, do let us know and we'll try to help you out as soon as possible. For now, have a go at it, try it out, see if you like it as a database, and do let us know what you find about this great integration. For now, have a great day, take care, and talk soon.